delivering the lecture on ecological principle. So basically, this is the syllabus for whole ecological principle unit, and it contained almost 10 part. And this chapter have very good weightage in the CSIR net syllabus exam. So basically, it is very difficult to cover all the topic in 2 hours. So we will discuss those topic only. Those are frequently asked by CSIR net exam. So in those topic, the most frequently asked are the habitat and niche, population ecology, and sometimes questions also come from that community ecology or in biogeography or from biodiversity part. So these are the very important topic, and today we will discuss all these topic and all solve all the questions that are asked in previous question papers. So before starting, I request you all kindly you know keep the pen and copy with you so you can note down some important points. So if we see the weightage of that this unit, in every year part B, at least 3 or 4 questions come from the ecology part, and in part C, that is very scoring 4 mark questions. So 5 to 6 questions asked from the ecology, and believe these questions are very easy if you know the concept, basic concept. So uh, generally students who know belongs to the plant biotech, plant science and ecology and botany part, they easily solve these 5 to 6 questions and score good. So basically the students belong to the biotechnology background, they know not very much aware about the ecological part, so they're not able to solve these 5 to 6 questions and lose their score. So today my effort is that you should you know know the basic things so that you can cover, or at least not all questions, at least 3 to 4 questions you can solve in upcoming CSIR exam. So please note down whatever I will speak in these 2 hours. So let's start. So first topic that we will cover is concept of habitat and niche. So if we know in general terms, habitat is basically a place where any species is live. Any species, the living place of any species is habitat. कोई भी जगह जहाँ पे कोई भी स्पीसीज रहती है, that is habitat. So here it interact with all biotic and abiotic factors, and the area where it grow and survive, and it is basically larger than niche. Suppose any species is living in the forest, so that the forest is habitat of that species. All the aquatic animals, they are living in the ocean, so ocean is the habitat of all the aquatic animals. And desert, all the animals living in the desert, so desert is basically the habitat of those species. So habitat is basically where any species is live. And niche is basically a species, how it lives, no how it interact with their surroundings, what is the functional role or functional area of that particular species. So it is very constricted, means smaller than habitat, and it describes how any organisms respond to the distribution of resources and its competitor. So basically we can say that suppose if your house is your habitat and your room is your niche, you know. So we can say that like that. Suppose a lion is living in the forest, so forest is the habitat of that lion, and he lives in a cave. So cave is its niche ना. कोई भी स्पीसीज जहाँ रह रहा है और उस जगह पे जहाँ वो रह रहा है कितने एरिया में अपना फंक्शनल रोल प्ले कर रहा है, कितने एरिया में वो अपनी सराउंडिंग्स की चीज़ों से इंटरेक्ट कर रहा है, दैट कंस्ट्रिक्टेड प्लेस इज निच, है ना. सो दिस इज अ बेसिक डिफरेंस बिटवीन हैबिटेट एंड निच. So if we see in more detail the niche it's a functional area we discuss. So here in the niche all the abiotic factor, behavior of the organisms and food habits of the organisms and resources, these all factors describe how that organisms will live in that particular area and how it will survive or how it's play different functional role in that particular area. So on the basis of these factors there are two types of niche that had been described. First is a fundamental niche and another one is a realized niche. So fundamental niche is basically a theoretically niche. Theoretically why? Because in this niche there is a no disturbance, no competition, no interference. So ऐसी जगह कोई हो सकती है जहाँ पे कोई भी ऑर्गेनिजम्स का डिस्टरबेंस ना हो, कोई कंपटीशन ना हो, कोई इंटरफेरेंस ना हो. तो ऐसी जगह तो कोई है बड़ी मुश्किल है. तो इसको जनरली करी जो बोलते हैं थ्योरेटिकल निच, वी से द थ्योरेटिकली इसको ऐसा मान सकते हैं, ठीक है. बट इट इज़ बेसिकली लार्जर देन रियलाइज्ड निच, है ना. सपोज वी take example. Suppose this is your room and you are living in that room, है ना. So this is your fundamental niche and suddenly your cousin came and for the 3 months he want to stay with you. So you will divide your room in two parts and you will live in that particular area and your cousin will live here. So now you are not utilizing whole room, so and you are also getting some disturbance, interference and competition also with your cousin. So we can say that fundamental niche is that area where any species is living freely, and in the realized niche basically a same niche of two organisms. In this example you can say that you and your cousin, so where in a same place two organisms are living, है ना, or they are doing competing with the for the resources, and there is interference of some other factor also. So this is basically actual niche. If we see in the real conditions each and every organism is living in any realized niche, no, or it is basically smaller than fundamental niche, because fundamental niche is your whole room, and a realized niche when you separated those room in two parts. So basically we can say that fundamental niche is large and realized niche is small. And in fundamental niche there is a no disturbance, no competition, no interference, it's a theoretical area. And realized niche is a small area as compared to the fundamental niche. It's content competition, it has interference, it is basically actual niche. So this example of fundamental and realized niche, it is asked in the CSIR net exam in, I think, 2016. Direct questions is come has been come from this example. So here they explaining that it's a Cathamelus brancals. This is a species that is a marine species. It is, it may be live in both type of intertidal zone in upper and shallow area. Suppose it may be live in, it can be live in the higher area and it can be live also in lower area. But when a competition from different species of balanus, it in the narrow, it in lower area, it shrink its niche, you know it shrink its niche and it will grow only in upper area. So basically the fundamental niche of Calathemus brancals is both higher tide and lower tide. But when a competition from another species came, it shrink its niche and it shifted in the upper area. So we can say that the fundamental niche is basically uh, big and the realized niche is small. है ना? In fundamental niche there is a no competition, and realized niche there is a competition. So when two species compete with each other, so they shifted their niche. No, so that consequence generate a realized niche. Okay. So here in this example we clear cut understand, if two organisms living in the same habitat but different niche, so different niche, so this, when they are living in the different niche, so they may have different food habit, different reproduction timing, and different conditions they need to grow, and different type of resources they need to survive. So we can say that there is a stability and they can coexist without any competition. And if two organisms live in same niche, so they will compete with each other, and ultimately they there is a instability create, or one species will eliminate from another species. So these type of interactions will happen when two species living in the same niche. So here some definitions that is also asked in related to niche is niche width and niche breadth. So niche width or niche breadth refers to the diversity of resources used shown by any one organisms or group of organisms. Means किसी एरिया में जितना रिसोर्स को वो यूज कर सकता है, ठीक है, डाइवर्सिटी ऑफ रिसोर्सेज दैट कैन यूज बाय एनी ऑर्गेनिजम्स, दैट इज नोन एज निच विड्थ. सो small portion of resources spectrum are considered have to narrow niche, and that those exploit relatively diverse set of resources have the broad niche. ओके अगर स्मॉल पोर्शन ही यूज़ कर रहा है तो नैरो हो जाएगा, और अगर ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा एक्सप्लॉइट कर सकता है सोर्सेज को तो उसकी निच की विड्थ ज़्यादा हो जाएगी. सिंपल सा है. नाउ निच ओवरलैपिंग. निच ओवरलैपिंग इज व्हेन two organisms have the capacity to use and tendency to use same resources and other environmental variable. These conditions generate the niche overlapping. This type of graph comes in a niche overlapping. So this portion is overlap, belongs to the overlap of niche. Now Another term is asked in the CSIR exam, that is competitive exclusion theory. Competitive exclusion theory say that when two species live in the same niche, so they will compete to the resources, and ultimately one species eliminate to the another species. This is known as competitive exclusion. Here the exam, it is also known as Gauss's law of exclusion. So they did an experiment. In this experiment they took two species of Paramecium aurelia and Paramecium caudatum. So when they individually grow, both species grow very well. They say they show very well growth in a particular media. But when they put both species in the same media, so here we can say that the Aurelia species is growing good, but the Caudatum species decline in the number. So here we can say that the Aurelia species eliminate the Caudatum species, and they are no coexisting now in the same media. So here the Chordatum species is excluded from the that particular media. So this is a theory of competitive exclusion. Now to avoid this competitive exclusion, there are two way adopted by the species. One is resource partitioning. Resource partitioning means they divided their resources, or the species generally evolves themselves in such a manner so that they depend in the different type of resources, different type of area, and different type of timings, you know so they generate or they evolve their tendency to use this, different resources, different area, and different timing. So this basically known as resource partitioning. So in this way they laser their competition, they decrease the chances of competition. So this theory also known as evolution of divergence of resources need. So here a example of anole lizard. This generally asked in a CSIR question. Anole lizard, they are basically found in a houseland of Rico. They have a tendency to live in a same type of habitat, but they use different places. Like some live in an upper part of trees, some lives in the middle part of trees, some lives in some halves, some lives in some canopy of plant. So they distributed the resources among themselves, and they avoid the competitive exclusion. Another way of avoid the competitive exclusion is a character displacement. In character displacement, they evolve a character, and they evolve themselves in such a way, they evolve some characters that may that support to growth in a different same species in a same environment. This supports the same species in the same environment. So development in a character, or evolution in some characters that supports to grow two species in a same environment. So under such conditions, natural selection favors a divergence in a character, morphology, ecology, behavior, or physiology of the organisms. So the tendency for a character to be more divergent in sympatric population of two species than allopatric population of the same two species is called character displacement. So here two terms you have to understand: sympatric population and allopatric population. the tendency for a character to be more divergent in a sympatric population. What is sympatric population? Those population in living in a same geographical area. ऐसी पॉपुलेशन जो बहुत पास पास एक ही जोग्राफिकल एरिया में रह रही हैं, ठीक है, बट उनमें जो करेक्टर है दैट इज़ मोर डाइवर्जेंट, बहुत भिन्न भिन्न करेक्टर, अलग अलग करेक्टर्स हैं, है ना। और जबकि वही कैरेक्टर्स एलोपैट्रिक पॉपुलेशन मीन्स एक पॉपुलेशन यहाँ रह रही है और वो दूसरी पॉपुलेशन बहुत दूर सेपरेशन में रह रही है, बीच में नदी है या कुछ और है, दूसरी जोग्राफिकल लोकेशन पे रह रही है, बट कैरेक्टर्स उनमें सेम है, ठीक है। सो हियर द कैरेक्टर्स लिविंग इन अ सेम प्लेस और नियर बाई एरिया in a sympatric species is more divergent as compared to the allopatric species that is living in a remote location is similar. So इस टाइप के कैरेक्टर डेवलप हो जाना दो स्पीसीज में, द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ दिस टाइप ऑफ कैरेक्टर इज नोन एज ए कैरेक्टर डिस्प्लेसमेंट। सो ये जो एग्जांपल है दैट इज द एग्जांपल ऑफ गेलापोग फिंचीज that display the character displacement. They have different beak size and beak depth, so they develop their beak in such a manner they can avoid the competitions. So finches with deeper and stronger beaks may consume the large and tough seeds, and the finches with small and smaller beaks they may consume smooth and soft seed. So resource partitioning में क्या हो रहा था, they are changing their resources so they may avoid the competition, और यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है, they change their characters, evolve their characters so they may avoid the competition. So दोनों चीज़ें ultimately avoid कर रही हैं competitive exclusions को. So now we have to solve some questions that is frequently asked from the niche, habitat and character displacement. So first question is you have observed the two species of brancals, जो हमने example देखा था उसी से ये आया. Species 1 and species 2 occupies upper and lower strata of intertidal rocks respectively. Only when two species was removed by you from the lower strata, species 1 could occupy both upper and lower strata. So from the choice given below, what would be the your interference from these observations? So यहाँ पे दो स्पीसीज हैं, ये ऐसा जोन था, मैंने बताया था एक स्पीसीज ऊपर रह रही है, एक स्पीसीज नीचे रह रही है ना. नाउ जब हमने दूसरी को रिमूव कर दिया तो जो पहली वाली है वो नीचे तक जा रही है, पूरा ले पा रही है, पूरा एरिया को यूज़ कर पा रही है. तो ये इससे हमें ये स्टेटमेंट चेक करना है. सो अपर स्टार्टा ऑफ इंटरटाइडियल रॉक इज द रियलाइज्ड निच ऑफ स्पीसीज 1. ये रियलाइज्ड निच है इसका. अपर स्टार्टा ऑफ इंटरटाइडियल जोन इज अ फंडामेंटल जोन ऑफ स्पीसीज 1. स्पीसीज 1 exhibit the mutualism. Species 1 can compete out the species 2. तो यहाँ पे थर्ड और तीसरे वाले का तो कोई यूज़ नहीं है यहाँ पे. सो यहाँ पे फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड में आंसर है. सो फर्स्ट इज नो बेसिकली करेक्ट आंसर बिकॉज द फंडामेंटल नेचर ऑफ स्पीसीज 1 इज बोथ अपर एंड लोअर स्टार्टा, ये दोनों में रह सकता है, बट व्हेन वी रिमूव इट में गो टू द that lower strata also. So first one is the realized niche. जो फर्स्ट है वो रियलाइज्ड निच हो जाएगा स्पीसीज 1 का. फंडामेंटल होता तो वो अकेला यहीं रहता है, दूसरी को रिमूव करने पर वो नीचे तक नहीं जाता है ना. तो दूसरी को रिमूव करने पर वो नीचे जा रहा है, दैट मीन्स कि वो पूरे में रह सकता है. ये सेकंड इसकी कजिन है, कजिन आई तो इसने रूम हाफ हाफ कर दिया था, अब कजिन चली गई तो ये पूरा रूम ले सकता है कि नहीं. सो आंसर इज फर्स्ट. ओके